Good afternoon. It's me, Linda Bragg. I come on here. I just got back from a 2-mile walk. I feel great. And thanks to my little friend Ann Ziller, she made me this little thing that wraps around your neck and you can put your phone inside here and I could listen to some 60s and 70s music and enjoy my little walk today, which I was thankful for. Excuse me, I dropped something. And so I wanted to get on here and tell you some news that's going to be happening February the 6th. I marked it on my calendar. Well, I've got it on my calendar. I haven't marked it yet, but we're going to start. It's February the 6th. It's on a Monday at 7 to 8. I'm going to do something. I had a lady ask me to start doing this because she has somebody that told her it's a man who really wants to learn how to be healthy because he wants to do something different for his health. We all should want that. We really, really should. And I know I have been really neglecting my body since October. And yes, I feel it every time I do it. So we're not just going to talk about, I know a lot of people think I do a crazy diet of carnivore, but no, I just don't do carnivore. There's other things I add into my way of living. I won't call it a diet because none of this is a diet to me. It's a life change. And that's why I don't like when I hear people, oh, I'm going on a diet. What are you going to do? Well, I might do this new Optima, which a lot of people have done, which unfortunately I did some checking on that. And I will tell you, for spending $400 a month, which a lot of people do on that, you can actually go to the store and buy you some good foods. And I'm talking not processed. Optima's processed. It has maltodextrin in it. If you don't know what maltodextrin is, and I'm sure it has natural flavorings in it, maltodextrin it's a sugar form, okay? So you're supposed to be eating healthy. You need to get off the sugar as much as possible. I do more sugar alcohols than anything else because it does not raise your glucose. However, what's it doing to my arteries? Not too sure about that. So I back off of it and don't do hardly any of it because it's like I do it if I want a treat and I will do that. But Nutrisystem, same way. It's got aspartame in it. Probably has natural flavorings. I haven't checked it for a long time. I'm sure now they got maltodextrin in it and natural flavorings, as I said, which we don't know what that is. I've heard so many different things about it, but I know it's not healthy. And if they're saying, well, they're putting vegetables in it, okay, if you're allergic to corn like I am, you can't do it because it's going to start affecting your sciatic nerve and maybe it gives you inflammation somewhere else. Mine is the sciatic nerve. So I'm just coming on here to tell you what I'm going to do on February the 6th. We're going to talk about some things that Dr. Berry has talked about in his YouTube videos. This that I'm going to talk about on February 6th is very, very important for everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a skinny, healthy. You may not be healthy. You might be skinny, but you may not be as healthy as you think. And there's ways you're going to be able to find that out by coming on, listening to what I'm going to do under Messenger. We're going to go live under Messenger like I do on Wednesdays for Bible study. We go live. It's a little group I have who loves to do it. We learn the Bible and we read chapter, verse by verse. We finished up on Exodus. Now we're starting on Leviticus. And in Exodus, did you know this? I've read it, did not know this. Do you know where pom-poms come from? They came from the garment that Aaron wore, who was the high priest then. God had made him as the high priest for his people. And on his thing, they did bells, and in between the bells, they put this thing called a pomegranate. Well, you're thinking fruit. I thought fruit. Now, why would they put fruit on it? Then, as I kept reading, it's woven material. It's woven threads into little pom-poms that go between the bells. So, there's where your first pom-poms come from. So, we just think pom-poms are out there. Well, they were already invented a long time ago by God. So, we just learn all kinds of new things in our Bible study, and I love that because I've never been taught that in any church or Bible study that I've been in. That's why we take our time, we go through our Bible study, and that's how we learn. Same way we're going to do on learning about food. If you go to a nutritionist, please understand this. They are like doctors who work for, say, people administrations. They have a protocol. Whatever their diet is there, they have to go by it. I know this because of a nutritionist I followed on YouTube who came and said that she actually quit the place she worked because she was helping people who were diabetics. And the problem she had was this. The very foods on that diet was keeping those patients diabetics, such as potatoes, such as fruits, such as things that you don't even realize is causing your sugar to go up. We're going to talk about stuff like that. So that nutritionist quit that company and went by herself and did consulting to patients who has diabetes. She wants them well. She don't want to have to keep them on insulin or on metformin or whatever else is out there for them to have to do. You can learn how to help yourself get well. Don is off his metformin. He does not take no pills. He keeps his blood sugar, when he really watches, down to 110, sometimes in the 90s he's had it. I mean, it depends on him, just like anybody. I know back in 2017, if I would have went to a doctor with the way I had ate before I started this in 2017, I would have been diabetic. I know without a doubt. And how do I know that? Because now that I'm not eating that foods, I see the difference in my whole body. Inflammation is gone when I do what I need. And let's talk about spices. Who does not like to spice up their food? Oh, I love this one I just started. It was called Creole. I love that spice, but you talk about working on my muscles and my body, it will absolutely keep me inflamed to where I can't hardly get up. So I had to cut it out because there's spices in there that is mixed with, and I do the homemade. I don't do this stuff that's out there on the shelf because it's got MSG in it. It's got all kinds of other junk in it, natural flavorings. I just do my regular spices, make my own. Doesn't matter. There's still something in there that brings on inflammation in my body. So let's talk a little bit about that, because you know when you're inflamed, your liver is right below your heart, okay? And it's the size of a football. Your pancreas is on the other side. So here you have those two main organs that when you're inflamed with this other stuff, they're inflamed. If your muscles is inflamed and your body's inflamed, your organs are inflamed. Which means when your liver is bothering you and it's inflamed, that also inflames your heart muscles. A lot of people don't know that. So yeah, when you got all this body and these things inside of you inflamed, it's going to inflame your heart. So you're going to have some chest discomfort. Just like with your gallbladder, you have chest discomfort, at least I did. And I got a brother-in-law right now who's having that same problem. And you feel like you can't hardly breathe because the pain is so severe. It is all inflammation, the foods we are putting in our body. So what I want to do on February 6th, I'm going to give you people who want to join me under Messenger. I can actually send this to you in Messenger if you join my group. I'm not just going to send it to everybody because I want to explain things to you. I will send you as little things to do the first week we go through this. Since we're going to start Monday night, you can start Tuesday, and I would like for you to start Tuesday because Tuesday will give you till the following Monday to see how you're feeling. If you truly do what I tell you to do, you will learn how to get this inflammation that's in your knees, it's in your shoulders, in your back. And there's another thing. For me, my shoulders is celery. If I eat celery sticks, boom, right in my shoulders. Now, can you get rid of the oxalates that's in these that's causing this inflammation? There is a way to ferment your foods. So under fermentation, you get rid of some of the oxalates. Not all of them, but some of them. I prefer just not to eat it. Then I ain't gotta worry about it. So, I don't like a lot of fermented foods. So I'm funny about that. So I just kind of stay away from that kind of stuff. But I can teach you, because I'm getting this information strictly from doctors. Doctors who are actually seeing results with their patients, who actually practice what they teach their patients. That's a doctor I want to be with. A doctor who is actually doing what he's telling me to do. And so I've learned through my experience since 2017 how to help people get healthy. It's going to be a long road. It's not something that's going to be overnight. You're not going to take a pill and lose all this weight. But you're going to feel so much better when you start doing these little things I'm going to tell you to do. and take away from your everyday eating lifestyle. I don't call it a diet because this is absolutely a lifestyle change. You're going to change things in your home when you cook. Here lately, I've added potatoes back in, which I need to get away from. Potatoes I love, and I had steered away from them for so long, and then I brought them back in. Well, what do you think happens? My glucose goes up. I take, with my little machine, every morning, I check it. I'm not diabetic. I don't want to become diabetic, so I check it every morning. Sometimes, depending on what I'm doing through the day and what I'm eating, I will actually check it 2 or 3 times a day because I want to know, and this is how you can find out how foods are reacting in your body and causing things. Get your glucose monitor like that. Do it yourself. You can find out, okay, say you eat a healthy breakfast that you think is oats or you think it's cereal, and remind you if you're eating Post Raisin Bran and you're a diabetic, you're shooting your levels up to 300. That's what it comes to your glucose. If you don't believe me, try and eat it. Take your numbers because it happened to Dawn. He loved Post Raisin Bran. He was eating it in the morning. So one morning he went down to Sumter to have his blood, just regular blood test. They weren't supposed to check his glucose. So he ate his breakfast and he said he didn't have to fast on this certain blood work they were doing. So he ate his breakfast, and the girl checks his glucose. It was 300. She says, "What did you have for breakfast?" So she told him, Post Raisin Bran. She said, "Do not eat that. That is the worst cereal you can eat. Well, all cereals are bad for you. If you're eating cereals, check your glucose monitors. Do it. Don't be afraid to do it. That's how you learn. Now, if you just want to keep eating it and don't want to know the truth, then don't check it, because that's what I've found. And Don will do this. We both do it. We'll go out to eat. Well, I want to check and see what happened to my glucose from the time I left to eat till I get home. Well, sometimes he won't, because he already tells me. I know it's going to be high. I'm not checking it because he knows what he ate. And the same with you guys. If you know what you eat, you know where you're going to be, especially if you're using your glucose monitor. And I can tell the same for me. So it all depends on your body. Now, somebody might eat a potato and it may not raise their glucose. Mine it does. His it does. Now, we eat them at home. It's not as bad as it is when we're eating out. And the reason is you're using fake butter. This is all kinds of things I'm going to teach you in our classes that we're doing. These are classes. They cost you nothing. All it does is have you come on and you listen. Now, you don't want to stay after we get done. I'm going to do a half an hour of just talking about good stuff that you need to do, tell you what you need to change through the next week in your everyday living. I won't say diet. In your everyday living of change. I want you to try this, and then we're going to go through each week. You can tell me, hey, I did take this out. I felt much better. Or no, that didn't help me. But be honest. Don't lie to me. I hear so many people say, oh, they don't know what I'm doing. I tell them I do this or I tell them I do that. They don't know. They ain't stupid. They know you're not doing it. I can tell you're not doing it just by how you tell me you feel. And you can lie, and 2 people know it, you and God. I don't have to know it, because I know by my own body and what other people have showed me, and we talked and we've done this nutrition stuff together. They tell me how great they feel. And one lady who was in my class, she came one time, and she came and she took the paperwork I gave her and she did what I told her to do, and she came back 2 months later. She ended up breaking her ankle. I had no idea she broke her ankle. And so she come back in December of my class. I didn't know her. She looked so much different. She had glow to her skin. She looked healthy. And she told me, I'm doing what you told me. She said, I feel fantastic. And all I had to do was take junk out of my food and stuff that I know that's hurting my body. If she can do it, anybody can do it. There's 80-year-old people doing this exactly what I'm doing. And no, you don't have to give up everything. And if that's what you're thinking, that's where you're wrong. But there are some things you truly, truly need to get out of your body so that you feel better. And I'll tell you, when I had my gallbladder surgery, if I would have known what I know now, which I kind of did know some things, like I shouldn't be eating deep fried foods because they're very bad. French fries are the worst thing you could eat. Well, not worse, but it's not good for you with the deep fried oils, because those oils are synthetic oils There's no such thing as vegetable oil. You've been lied to about that too. So don't believe that. If you think it's vegetables in that oil, there's no vegetables in that oil. Sorry to tell you. Unless you put a little bit of olive oil, which I doubt that. So anyway, you need to get away from those kind of things. Those are the things that are actually harming your body. That is exactly, along with sugar, that is clogging your arteries. It's not cholesterol. We're going to learn that. Your cholesterol is good for your brain. And if you don't eat eggs or eat some kind of cholesterol, it's no wonder why people got dementia, because they've been lied to. Get rid of the cholesterol, they say. Well, yeah, go ahead and do that. And you will not have any good memory at all, because your brain needs the cholesterol. It's a proven fact. So I'm not going to talk no more because I've talked enough. So what I want to do is you message me here in this comment that you're interested in doing this. And if you're on my messenger, I will put you on my little group. And as of February the 6th, we'll get started. Please don't wait till February the 5th and tell me you want to do this, because it's going to be hard for me to get everybody on my group list that wants to do this. So we're going to start February 6th. It's going to be a journey together. It's not going to be, okay, we're going to do February 6th and I'm not going to talk to you no more. There's so much I want you to learn. Things about blood work that you have no clue and you're not being told at your doctor's office. They don't tell you everything. You need to learn all this stuff. You need to find out the true cholesterol levels that's hurting your body. And it's not the LDL being high. It's not your HDL being high. Could be your HDL being low, which is really bad, can make you have a heart attack. Did you know that? Yeah. So you need to learn these things. So that's what you really need to learn. We're going to say what a man's is supposed to be, what a woman's is supposed to be. There's so much. And I learned it and then I experience it. So I know what I'm talking about with these doctors who are bringing this stuff out. There's actually a cardiologist we're going to talk about who has a book out, Stay Off My Operating Table. He doesn't want you on there, and he talks about this stuff in his book. Why? He wants you well. He don't want you dying on his operating table. He's a doctor who cares about you. How many out there truly care about you as a person? I'm not talking about being nice to you and making you feel good because you walk in their office and they got this real good bedside manner. I'm talking about the ones who really are curious about your health. And how many of them will tell people, and I've had so many people tell me this, well, my doctor said I need to change my diet. I'm not going back to him no more. He don't know what he's talking about. I'm sorry to tell you, he sure does know what he's talking about. Your diet, your food that you're sticking in this mouth of yours is what's hurting your body. It can cause you to have depressions. Did you know it can make you depressed? Oh yeah, very much so. Anxiety, heart palpitations, all kinds of things, these foods and these dyes that you're putting in your body, and we'll get into the dyes, red, yellow, all the blues, you name it. We're going to get into all that stuff too down the road. I can't do everything in one night. I would love to, can't. So if you're going to be on this journey with me, I will do my best to help you. And being that we're on Messenger and we're going to be back and forth to each other, there are times that you can just message me a message in the group and I'll answer it. Maybe there's something that come up, say, hey, Linda, what do you know about this? And I can say, hey, I know this. And maybe somebody else in the group like Ann Ziller, who also knows a lot of stuff. She's very, very intelligent about health and stuff like that. She can chain in there and say, hey, this is what I found does this. And we got the research to prove it on a lot of stuff. Dr. Berry does a lot of research. That's who I follow. He is a fantastic guy. So anyway, I did tell you I was shutting up and getting off of here. I'm very bad about that, but I am now. So y'all have a great day, and hopefully someone will comment on here and like my page and subscribe to me so you can learn more. And sometimes I'll be on here, but most of the time I'll be on Messenger. So you just let me know if you're interested. And now I'm going to get back. Oh, I'll show you what I made. Then I'm getting off here. I'm making a little horse. Got the little ears and the little thing. It's going to be a little horse. This one's going to be a pot holder thing that you put hot pots on. I'm making that for a very special person in my life who loves horses. So I had to make that up myself. I couldn't find nothing on YouTube. So that's my little thing I'm doing. So maybe I'll show it to you later. Anyway, y'all have a good day and have a great, blessed day and week. And hopefully I'll be hearing from people. And February 6th, we'll get started. Love you all and God bless. Bye-bye.